You see, when you suddenly go silent, no warning, no explanation, no goodbye, you're not just leaving her wondering, you're creating a psychological vacuum, and the mind hates empty spaces. It scrambles to fill in the gaps, to make sense of the silence. Her thought began to spiral. Was it something I said? Was any of it even real? Is he already with someone else? She replays your last words over and over again, trying to decode the silence like a puzzle that won't solve itself. The beauty and the brutality of silence is that it forces her to confront herself. It triggers reflection, self-doubt, and often obsession. Because what you don't say, what you withhold, echoes louder than anything you could have ever explained. Most men don't get this. They chase validation. They flood her inbox with messages, try to fix things with words, and end up looking desperate. But the man who understands the psychology of distance, he's different. He doesn't react emotionally. He becomes still, composed, unavailable, and that silence becomes magnetic. It doesn't push her away. It pulls her in. Because now you're not just a memory, you're a mystery. Questions she can't answer. A presence she still feels but can't reach. And nothing haunts the human mind more than the unknown. That's the real power, not in chasing her attention, but in becoming the one she can't stop thinking about when you're no longer around. Let's dive in. Unconfusion. Why would he leave like that? Women have a deep need for emotional resolution. When someone just disappears without explanation, it leaves her without any sense of closure. This triggers anxiety, making her mind race with questions about you, your intentions, and what your next move might be. But confusion is just the starting point. As curiosity takes hold, it often spirals into something even more intense. Regret. To regret. Did I push him away? Now, she finds herself going over every conversation, every message, every glance. She begins to question herself. Was I too cold? Too distant? Did I say something wrong? But regret doesn't stay there. It evolves into something far more intense. An uncontrollable urge to know what you're up to, where you are, and who you're with. 3. Obsession. What is he doing? Who is he with? Obsession doesn't stem from attention. It arises from absence. The longer you remain distant, the more her mind fixates on you. What's he doing? Who is he with? But obsession doesn't stay just in the mind. It starts to affect her emotionally, and that's when the pain begins to sink in. 4. Emotional pain. I thought he cared. Her pride is wounded, her ego rattled. Deep down, it feels like rejection, even if she's not ready to admit it. The pain is intense, but it also begins to break down the walls around her ego. Once that happens, vulnerability slips in, making her more open to the emotions she's been trying to avoid. 5. Vulnerability. Maybe I made a mistake. She might send a light message, a meme, a memory, or a simple hey. It's not that she's ready to open up, but your silence has triggered something in her she hasn't felt in a long time. Powerlessness. However, vulnerability has its risks. If she feels too exposed, her defenses kick in, and her instincts go into full alert mode. 6. Ego defense. I don't need him anyway. But here's the thing. When she goes out of her way to act unbothered, it's because she is bothered. She's trying to protect her pride. Yet, once that ego mask starts to slip, something deeper takes over. Fear. Fear of rejection, fear of vulnerability, and fear of truly losing you. 7. Fear of replacement. Has he moved on already? When you disappear, it leaves a void. But when she starts to sense that someone else might be stepping into that space, That's when her fear kicks in. She begins to fight to reclaim her place, afraid that she's being replaced and that she might lose you for good. 8. Longing. I miss him and I want him back. She starts to long for what she once had, not out of loneliness, but because your silence made her realize what she truly lost. And here's the hard truth. When you disappear, it forces her to truly feel your value in your absence. For now, subscribe and watch this short video.